Hi, my name is Agi Oloo, and there's nothing I love more than when a person is able to open their heart and express something to me that I recognize must be hard for them to do. A good old dose of honesty, love, and some hugs always goes a long way. So here I am, trying to access my truth, and the truth of several other women who will take this journey with me. I must tell you, it will be hard work, because our truths have been layered over by the messaging of the patriarchy, the church, our families, our lovers, and our friends. In this space, though, we dig. We dig deep to access those truths and live them out loud. Welcome to She Magic.
Hello, chickens. I have really missed you guys. It's been about 8 weeks since I recorded this podcast here on She Magic. The last episode was a preview or a trailer, whatever you want to call it, to this series that is beginning today with this episode on our bodies. What happened was, on the very day that I posted that last episode on the 19th of June 2020, I lost my beloved grandma, Agnes, and what followed was disorientation and confusion and drastic decisions by me. But I'm back, I am well, I have mourned, I still sort of am in that process of making peace with the fact that she's no longer here with us. However, it's not all dark and gloom anymore. I have moved to the good place. I was at the dark place, and I feel like now I'm in the good place where I get to celebrate her and I get to appreciate the life that we got to share with her while she was here. I will tell you her story one day. But for today, I have had a conversation with Ursula Gisemba, who I introduced you to in the previous episode. If you didn't get a chance to listen to that, just go to the first episode. It's titled Bodie, Yodie. Anyway, I am glad you're here all the same, and this is a pretty long episode, so I hope you get to listen to the end. We get to have a conversation around our bodies, and Ursula tells us her stories, some of her stories. This is a series. It's going to happen in 4 parts. Me and Ursula are having this conversation continuously on our bodies and the different things as pertains to them. Growing up as women in this culture and in this context, there's a lot, our bodies are the subject of a lot of discussions, and a lot of scrutiny and a lot of judgment, even from ourselves. And I thought it was interesting to just have a conversation with a woman around what her experience has been like. And I hope through her story you get to see yourself. And the goal eventually is that you come to a place of full acceptance and full groundedness in who you are, in your body, even the physicalness of it. I hope you get to enjoy the glory that you carry around. I hope you get to live in the vessel that carries who you are confidently. I hope you wake up every single day and appreciate who you are and the vessel that carries you. That is the ultimate goal for this series. So join me and Ursula. She's super amazing. We do laugh a lot in this episode, but by now you guys already know that I love to laugh. So ease yourself wherever you are, if whatever you're doing at this particular point. I hope you get to enjoy this episode.
What's your waist size? He dared to ask in front of the class. 24, she innocently answered. How about the others? He pressed on, pointing at random girls. 24, 28, 26. Then he proceeded. If at 13 years old, which I shall assume as the average age of girls in this class, your waist size is at 28 inches, what about 30 years old? What about 40? 50? He did not finish writing the sum on the board, hopefully because he realized the question was absurd and inappropriate. This happened smack in the middle of a social studies lesson, somewhere in between the political games of cow, kadu, maybe kanu. I was never that good with history. And whoever else between naming the Kapenguria 6 and never understanding why Pio Gamapinto would be included in every lesson as a name. They would never really mention anything other than he was great, then assassinated, but his name only appeared as a decoy in the multiple choice questions, never an answer. Right in the middle of pre-colonial high-stakes political battles, the social studies teacher, for whichever reason, managed to slide in some female body shame. In another lesson, he would have been a math teacher, making the answer to the question more pressing, but still uncalled for. The answer to the question, 64 inches, could barely be heard as whispers moving between the desk aisles knew it was too daunting to face. Come to think of it, maybe we all knew that's just not how the human body works. Even any of us who giggled at the thought of a 64-inch waist as he proceeded to stretch out his arms and show the circumference of what our bodies apparently would become, I dared to wonder, what the hell? No, that's not sufficient. What the actual fuck? I dared because I grew up in the adults know best type of world. In such a world, confronting your growing doubts about the supposed truths that the adults feed you is a daunting journey. The moral of a story shifted to some kind of encouragement to exercise and run, start your early years, proceed well into adulthood. I should also mention, this was around that time when advertising was labeling herbal on anything as more of diet culture invaded our homes. As expected, he would mention a distaste for chips, a popular item from the school canteen at break time. His interest was to remind the KCPE candidates not to skip PE, swimming lessons, and the tedious mandatory games times drills. A truth he will not really uphold, as they would soon turn into math prep tests. I looked at the girl sitting next to me, all of us staring at a number that would not really mean so much hours later, but will feed our subconscious perception of the body. You don't need to hate or love your body. They just need to tell you enough times something is wrong with it. Years later, as I watch girls buying slim tea, juicing diet plans, no carbs diet plans, waist trainers, competing to drink water on social media, and all the madness that's left out in the list, I wonder, what version of the waist to years ratio story have they been told? I have always believed, at least from watching myself, I love my body, and I only doubted it when a voice came from the outside.
So we've just had this story that you're in a social studies class and you're asked about your waist size, and then it translates into this big thing about your body and everything. And I'm curious to know, what were your earliest perceptions of your body? How did you think of your body?
Yeah. So around this time, it's like class 7. This is just like a very special time because the boobs have popped out.
Cool.
Or rather, they are trying to pop out. So
they're struggling.
They're still at that point where it's still painful. So it's just like, this is the most confusing.
It wasn't painful. Was it painful?
Yeah. Okay, not pain like ouch. It's like the body is stretching, so there's some certain form of pain.
Yeah,
when those things start to grow.
I don't remember that detail.
You don't remember?
Yeah.
But
clearly I was not aware. It's okay.
Zangu sijui zilikuwa zina stretch aje. So, like if I really think about that time, it was really around that time where it was like, also things are starting to change, and those billboard girls and those music video girls who you just be like, wow, that's so pretty. Just be like, wait, am I turning into them?
It's time.
Yeah, I'm just like, wow, I'm going to have the boobs, the ass, the everything. Yeah. And I feel like mostly it was just like, either I'm going to turn into them, or I'm going to, because it's, I don't know, I feel like it's always just polar extremes. It's either I'll be that, or I'll just be sloppy bodied.
I have brothers. I only have brothers. So for me, I used to wear shorts and wear their clothes, their hand-me-downs. So my awareness of my body as a woman came much, much later. No, it actually, I think it came when I got my first period. And I was like, look, I'm a woman. I'm becoming something.
What about, was your school all girls or
No,
all
it was
boys?
mixed.
It was mixed.
Yeah.
I feel like mixed kind of also exaggerated or like made the process much faster. I was in that kind of school where like people really started hitting each other.
Yeah.
By class 7, class 8. Like if you don't have music video body, you don't have it. You really know, because no letters are coming your way.
Oh yeah, no one is writing you a letter.
Yeah, and some
Because
of
you
those
don't
letters were so graphic. They were just things.
But that's interesting. What kind of school uniform did you wear?
Tunic, classic tunic. I don't know how to describe it. Alafu, the one that covers, like it covers your chest, like the dress goes all the way down. So in real sense, it's not like a high school uniform that can be modified to look like anything. But still, when the body says it has, you can tell.
It is here. I am here. I want to show my glory. Yeah. So then you become aware. So you're like, you know that there are aspirations. There's something you need to look like or not look like. So then what do you do with that information?
Okay, I never lived in a typical estate kind of setting where just like, oh yeah, I know the guys who live next door, and the guys next door know us. And during, let's say, the weekends, we hung out or something of the sort. I never had that. But you'd notice there's those kinds of conversations on how people relate after hours. It's totally different. So I'm just like, for me, I was always watching it from the outside in. I was like, wow. But when I go home, there's no one in the neighborhood. So my life goes back to normal. I'm just watching myself grow. I was like,
oh, okay. Where we lived, it was, we lived in the hood. So there was a lot of relations going on, if you know what I mean. There was a lot of relations. But I have only brothers, so of course I was not the most attractive in that sense, just because of the repercussions of making moves towards this girl with 3 older brothers. But I think I already noticed what was being looked at, what the boys were looking at. So they would typically just sit somewhere, and then a girl would pass and they would follow her ass with their eyes. Ooh, okay, yes. And then wait for the next one. And they're young. They're like 15, 14. They're not like old. And that was strange to me. So I used to be terrified of passing a group of boys like seated. Because, not because like I thought that I had what they were looking for or didn't have what they were looking for. I was just scared of that whole setting. It was so weird, but it was so normal.
Actually, come to think of it, there was a time, let's say this is class 4, 5. So that time I was about 10 years old. It's like, I feel like puberty aside, adolescence aside, children really do start looking at like, oh, that's different. And depending on what you've been fed on, fed with, you'll just be like, oh yeah, we want to see what the girls look like.
Yeah.
And I'm just be like, I had like a group of boys follow me home. That's creepy. Like it's creepy as hell to have people, and I don't know how to describe where we lived. Just imagine estate houses.
Yeah.
You think they have people. Maybe they have people. But really, the place just looks empty. So these roads that I'm walking on, they're pretty much empty all the time. So you have a crew of guys. Not one. Even so if it's one, I'll just be like... and it's not that they're old.
Yeah.
It's like this bunch of guys. They've decided to follow one girl all the way to go home. I just feel like... It's like the idea of fearing just walking around or being boys, just being around boys, just like, that one came like way earlier.
You're already aware that you're not supposed to be alone in some places with some people,
and this is like at midday.
So then this is happening. So at what point do you start being aware of your body as sexual?
If I think about, I feel like my dilemma in my head is to be like, how do you even start defining sexual in the first place? I'll just be like, your body really starts becoming sexual when the periods start coming in, because now you start having those conversations. Unajua sasa you can't usikae na vijana, you can't hang around with them, you will get pregnant. It's like through osmosis, huh?
They will breathe in the same air as you and make you pregnant.
Oh, it's like that episode in Glee, but it's like Queen, one of the characters, like she lied, she got pregnant through a jacuzzi. Just like,
how what? Like, science? That's not how it works.
Nothing. So I just feel like, so you start they start giving you those conversations, and then suddenly it's just like there's separate conversations for boys and girls. I don't know what the boys were being told, but as girls we were always being told things like, you need to be that was the weirdest one. You need to be clean, because when you're dirty, you attract them. Yeah, I know.
When you're dirty, you attract
it's like you
boys.
Attract, exactly. You attract them, and then you call them. I'm just like, wait, what does sex have to do?
Is that a thing or like what is that?
You can't understand these things people were telling us in primary school. I'm just like, oh my gosh. So at that point, when it's just like, periods, okay, sour, and it stops being just like how to use always, and then it goes to like, now let's talk about how you relate with boys. That's I feel like that's the point. It's like, and then they move on to, what are you wearing? I feel like, I'm just wearing clothes.
They're clothes.
It's hot. Let me wear shorts.
But no.
We are in the equator. It's like summer all year round.
Yeah.
But no.
I mean, it was always weird. Like, even when I think about the idea of my body being sexual, like, it always felt distant and bad. Like, distant and bad. Like, it was just supposed to be a body. The sexuality associated with it was told in a very light way, but because it was bad, it was not supposed to be said. And then I used to go to church, so that's a whole other, that's a Pandora's box on its own. But what I remember from my earliest experience or recollection of that is I go to church and I was in the choir, because good girls get to the choir at church. And so I go, and then this day I'm wearing like a blouse that's it's cut on the shoulder. It's cut on the shoulder. It has like a tiny shoulder thing, but that means the whole of my arm is uncovered. And before we go to sing, you know the way you've gone for practice on Saturday and you're prepared, and on Sunday you come to church because today we are killing you guys. And then the lady in charge of, I think, the women's ministry or something, she comes to me and she tells me I can't go and sing. And then I ask why, and then she tells me it's because of my blouse, and it's because there are men, what are they called, deacons. They're deacons seated at the front, and they're not supposed to be seeing my arms.
Wow, deacons.
Yeah.
Just like...
And I'm just like, okay. I was so disappointed. I mean, at that point, I didn't realize the BS that was, obviously. I felt bad that I didn't get to sing, but also I think subconsciously there was a part of me that now just wanted to keep my arms in long-sleeved things. Yeah.
I'm just thinking of religion on its own. There's things, at least this, because I go often to a mosque to do thing XYZ. I just be like, when I go there, I just feel like the first time I went there, I just went dressed kawaida, and I'm just like, it's in my head I thought they'd probably say something, but I was just like, so I'm going to go as decent as possible in whatever I already have.
Yeah.
But even after doing so, after that day, they were just like, yeah, you need to cover yourself up. And then I am just, this was the thing that bothered me that day. I was like, you need to cover. I was like, guys, alafu, the statement the girl who said after that was just, unajua macho hayana pazia. I'm just like,
yeah,
this was a thing. The definition, dick print.
What's that?
Just be like gray sweatpants, men wearing gray sweatpants, and then so you see, how do I describe it? For guys, when they wear pants, it's just like, it's either it just fits whichever way, and if it's too flimsy, like the sweatpants, you just be like, oh, there is a penis. There, it's just like there looking at you. And then so my question, so when she was saying that, I turned and I was like, I see something. But so in my head subconsciously, I'm just like, wow, like it's very important for females to like be covered up, and it's just be like, because now this is holy. But a male in the same setting, because I'm just like, that's a sexual organ.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
I can see it.
I can
just
see it
swinging freely.
Yeah, but it will never be an issue that someone will just go like, sasa lazima uvae kanzu ukikuja.
So at a certain point in your life, you get into performing and arts, and there's a story there. Could you tell us a bit about that?
So let's see. I got to high school, and then they were just like, there's no drama club. I'm just like,
what do you mean there's no drama club?
What do you mean? And it was annoying because I had just started acting. So it was just like this fresh idea that I wanted to explore. And high school was just like high school. When I used to watch high school plays when I was in primary school, I was just like, that's the goal. That's
where we are going. Yeah.
Exactly. And then you get there and there's like, there's no drama club. So fast forward years later, I get to Form 4. And then they decide, now you want to start drama club again.
Yes.
And then I'm just like, who is an actor in this school?
Me.
I was like, Gisemba. It's just like, so we're just going to try it. The first year with like a solo verse. I'm just like, a solo verse. Doable.
Perfect.
Yeah. Nipe hizo lines. And then we'll do whatever. I'll prepare. You guys do your thing. And then we'll perform. Okay. So there's zero problems when it's like during rehearsal, because it's a typical get into character, know your lines, whatever, etc. But now the problem starts coming at the point of, what do you wear when you're on stage?
Yes.
And for some reason, this has been a big issue throughout with music fests and drama fests. It's such a big conversation, which, if we're trying to be authentic to African culture, people would be wearing nothing
at all.
Yeah. So the teacher who was in charge at the time just be like, this special lady. I don't even know what's the best way to describe her. If I was to picture her, just imagine the math teacher who secretly, it's like she secretly wants to teach theory.
She wants to teach religious studies.
Yeah. But she has evolved because now she teaches maths and physics.
Okay.
But she will insert her body, or rather her moral standards, into whatever she's in. So she was in charge of the whole thing. In my head, I was just like, it's cool. I don't have to worry about her. Let me worry about my thing, because that's basically how I lived in high school. Worry about my thing, do my thing, and then everything follows. So I was just like, cool. It's like, so you will come with a costume, just find a dress that you can wear to perform with. And that's like, okay, make sure it is iko chini ya magoti, that's like below the knees. And I'm just like, okay. I get a really cool dress. It was sleeveless. It was sleeveless. I get a really cool dress. I just pack it, and then I'm just like, and then she checks it, because I could not go with it to the dorms. She had to check it prior to and keep it in the staff room.
Yeah.
So she checks it, and it's like, okay, sure.
Yeah. Is this what you want to perform in?
Yeah. And then these sleeves. Again, sleeveless. I'm just like, okay. I ignore it until to performing day. So on performing day, whatever happened, we left the dress in the staff room.
Yeah.
We just forgot all about it. We were moving from Naivasha to Nakuru. My home is in Nakuru.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I feel like midway. I was just like, crap, we forgot it.
Yeah.
I was just like,
we don't have the dress.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, do this. Call my mom. Tell my mom to bring me. I have another dress that in my head would definitely be appropriate to sort this thing out. Just like, are you sure? Make sure you tell that dress is below the knees. So, okay. My performance was set to be probably in the afternoon. For whichever reason, timing, it just never works. I probably performed like 3 hours or 4 hours later.
Yeah,
it
always happens. Yeah.
Which was fine, because then I was just like, okay, push forward. I'm waiting for the dress.
Yeah.
Push forward. The dress is coming. The dress never came. In fact, it came after I performed. But now the problem was what I ended up wearing during the performance, because now she got a dress from a school. I don't remember what school it was.
Yeah.
She got me this dress. And I was like, from a distance, it looks nice. It's red and black. Those are nice colors. It has polka dots. Polka dots are nice. But then when I put it in my body, I'm just like,
yeah. Nah.
Like, And then if you're like me, you may just have a thing for fabrics. I have a thing for fabrics. I don't know how to describe boutique clothes. I just don't have good fabric.
Yeah.
It was stretchy, but it fit me. Now, this was the point where like it killed the whole vibe. Just like, it had straps, and then where it cut my chest, it's like you can almost see the boobs. So it's like, issues. It's still sleeveless.
Yeah.
Still sleeveless.
Yeah, there's still a problem.
Yeah, it goes below my knees, but not below my knees far enough to make her happy. So this woman, from whichever corner of that whole, how many schools, there was no one in my school who had a white t-shirt. She got me a white t-shirt from somewhere. Our school has no pants, 0 black pants from somewhere. She got me a t-shirt, black pants, and a dress on top. And it's like, now go perform. I was like, I performed. I didn't mind-losing. Imagine going to perform like that again to the next level. Walking around everywhere. And then the way going for a funky is the time to dress up like
that's the time you want to
Ukapo being dressed up in a t-shirt. I don't know. And it's when you're a kid, such a thing, when you're dressed up like that, it's cute. It's like, oh, you're dressed in things.
A dress and pants and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
So cute.
A fully grown woman's body in those things. I'd be like, and then after that it was just like really why the question is like, why is this small? Like it's about the performance. It's about so much. You can't tell me I will perform in a simple dress and the only thing the judges will see is my body. Like there's nothing else they'll notice. To just be like, it's indecent. And if you really look at it, what if you can picture it from my description, what is indecent about it? It's just sleeveless and legs. That's indecent.
And a sneak peek of the boobs.
It's not even a real sneak peek, because even to date, I am not even I don't have cleavage boobs. They're just nice.
They're just nice.
They're just there.
So then you feel like at this point your entire performance has been reduced to your body and what it will look like possibly to the judges and how acceptable or unacceptable it will be.
Like you can't even worry. You're just like, do you want me to worry about the lines?
Or do you want
performing? Or do you want me?
Where are your priorities?
Exactly. I
feel
now when you actually now go deep into what people dress up as traditional wear, I'm just like, you can't be making people wear t-shirts and those two bralettes for
and say this is traditional.
And then just be like, oh, now you're decent. I'm just like, stop sexualizing your children.
People wear really random things during music festival
and when you watch boys, I was like, a couple two chests
with their bare chests hanging with their narrative. It's like, whoa. They're just over there showing the glory of I don't know if they have six packs at that point. But so then, our bodies have become this thing. They are the subject of conversation everywhere all the time. And we talked about the hypersexualization of everything, but mostly the female body. It's just been hypersexualized, where anything can be turned into can be nuanced sexually. Anything, a strand of hair flowing by can become sexy for some reason.
just do this with your scarf.
You're killing me, baby. Where do we take the conversation really? Like, where are we going, or how do we move forward, even if not as a society but as individuals, as women, knowing that you're walking into the world and every single part of your body is being looked at and judged in a certain way?
I think the most interesting bit of this whole thing is you can't win.
You can't win either way. Like, it's hard.
You talk about it, you'll say whatever, you can't win. But the thing is you, because then again it always comes back to you. What do you like? What do you want? Because as much as when I go to a mosque, I really don't feel like wearing all of those things. But there are women who really do like wearing that, and that's them. I can't, if you like wearing short things XYZ and you're going to go to downtown, imagine, that's fine. You can't win. So it's like, do you? But the question is, how do we grow this conversation? Because right now I'm having this conversation woman to woman.
Yes.
At what point are we like, can we start having this conversation go beyond female to female? Because if I'm really if I really think about it, I don't want to be touched, to be told eyebrows.
Yeah.
It's annoying. I don't want to be touched, to be told get into this matatu. I know where I'm going.
Yeah.
But because in general we've created this perception, this is a thing that we're just going to sweep under the carpet and will not deal with it, and you either fight for yourself or do nothing about it. So I feel like just having that conversation start up at whichever level, home, whatever. It's just like, yeah, you see your brother doing something funny, just be like, no, you can't do that. And then it's just be like, you as my brother, when your friends do that, you have to tell them,
Don't
stop.
do that.
Yeah, so that something starts happening somewhere. Because then again, I'm just like, how many things do we have right now? We have a whole internet.
We have the internet.
All of it. Like, can you imagine? Like right now in Kenya, if I just decide I'm going to connect with someone in Australia. Like right now, I decide I can do that.
Yeah.
But I can't just simply respect another person. Be like, yeah, it's because we are sweeping it under the carpet.
Under the carpet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then there's work to be done.
Mm.
And that is just part 1, guys. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah. So yeah, you can find She Magic on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, on Anchor, on Spotify, and we got into Podbean. Yes. So if you love listening to podcasts on Podbean, She Magic is right there as well. And there will be new episodes every week and some bonus ones here and there. Also, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts and connect with me on the socials. I am at Agi Oloo on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, AGIOLOO. Let me know what your thoughts are on this episode. Remember, your feminineness is magic. You are beauty and love and goodness. You deserve to speak and live in your truth. Take care of yourselves. I'm your host, Agi Oloo, and this is She Magic.